Danny from Kelly's Green Lounge. Thank you guys so much for having us.
So excited.
So this is a new spot for you guys, or how long have you guys been
No.
here?
Seconds on that soup.
I'm so sorry.
Is it a second?
I'm so sorry. Nikki,
Sorry, I am totally.
Could you actually let them know we're doing an interview?
I didn't know that.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's okay. This is like the most chill, laid back podcast.
We're just recording. Go, because we're going to start it again.
Okay. No,
You let them know.
You can't go past this way for like
it's not even
a few minutes.
20 minutes.
We'll let you know.
20 minutes.
It's not even that big of a deal. It's so chill, so easy. Today we are doing a Thanksgiving dinner. As you guys see, we have guests coming in and out. To the left of us, we have Master Chef Danny Raposo making some dank menus. Here he is with a sneak peek. Hey, Dad. We're doing a fully infused 3-course menu all the way up in Orono today. So the first course was butternut squash. Or sorry, one more time.
8-quart butternut squash soup.
8-quart butternut squash soup.
Vegetable stock.
With a cannabis root vegetable stock, guys. It's absolutely amazing. You have not had any yet.
I'm going to after.
Yeah, she's going to.
I'm so excited.
So tell us a little bit about what you guys do here.
Well, we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary in a few weeks.
Hey,
so we opened on the 1-year anniversary of legalization.
Hey,
right? No, October 17th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
October 7th. Well, 420 is our high holiday.
High holiday.
Right? So as well as 710, of course, we can't forget the 2 high holidays. But our October 17th is a really big deal for Canada. That's the date that we became legal in 2018. And then 1 year after that is when we opened up our lounge. And so we're going to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. Well, because of all of the zombies and the apocalypse right now, we're not able to do much. We would have had a huge party. That was the plan. But what we're going to do is we are just about to put out our Men of Cannabis calendar, of which Danny is in. And we are going to have it available on October 17th. And there are 12 beautiful men of cannabis that are in the pages. And the cover is actually me with these 12 beautiful men around me. And it's set up just like the last summer. So, and it's got cannabis everywhere. And it's just really beautiful. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing we're celebrating. So all the men of cannabis will be here that day, and they will sign the pages that they're in, so you can get your calendar autographed.
Hey,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Be a big thing.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah.
And just tell us a little bit about yourself.
About me?
Yeah, of course.
Well, my name is Reverend Kelly. I'm an actual reverend.
Reverend, guys. That's right.
Yeah, I'm an ordained minister, and I'm an ordained minister of cannabis.
Ordained minister of cannabis.
Yeah.
So what does that entail?
Well, I had to take a course and go through things and have a ceremony, and then it was made official. And so then I had never intended to open up a church. Found it kind of weird that I'm doing that. I come from a background of I've worked in the music industry for many years. I was a radio announcer, and then I became a child care provider. So all of these things you would never think, hey, I think I'm going to be a minister one day, right? I used to dance on speakers at nightclubs because I would go on tour with DJs. So if you had told that Kelly, if you had told that Kelly back then that I would have been a minister many years later, I would have been like, no way. But that's what I do now.
So what is it like? So as now that you're a minister, so what's your kind of responsibility or some things that you do throughout the weeks?
Well, it's because Kelly's Green Lounge opened first, and I never really anticipated what it would become, but it's become this really beautiful community. Some people come here by themselves and they leave feeling like they're part of a family. So it just really developed to be a congregation, and I do sermons with them, and I do a lot of counseling. I'm a Reiki healer, so I do a lot of energy healing.
All in here.
All in here. Yeah. But we had to, because of the apocalypse, we had to pivot to virtual stuff. We do a lot online, like a lot.
Okay, so tell people.
Sure, yeah. We're on all social media. We've got a really heavily built up network following on Facebook, like thousands of people, which is kind of neat because what happens on Facebook, which is a little bit different than Instagram, is that you can connect and chat with each other and network and stuff. And we do contests and we play games and we have really fun things. We do a lot of virtual education. Sometimes we teach about hemp tables. We have comedy shows that happen. We have an evening talk show called Elder Smoke Shack, where we have a talk show that's very similar to something like David Letterman or
Sorry,
something.
guys, we're just recording something.
Yeah.
That's okay, guys.
Thank you so much.
This is how we do it. It's a free ball. That's okay, guys. This is how we roll. We go on the fly.
You'll cut out the big pieces, right?
Don't you worry.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
But okay, so how long has cannabis been in your life?
Well, I can't remember when it was.
Yeah, that was a long time. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Well, because I used to, like I said, I worked in the music industry and I was a radio announcer, but like I dated musicians and it was just always like around. You know what I mean? Like it was just always there. When people are bringing wine to the party, I was bringing pot brownies, right? And so so it was something like. And then my last career before this one, I was a child care supervisor and a teacher.
Yeah.
And so I had all these moms at the beginning of legalization or just before legalization saying, we might smoke pot, so what's that about? What's the stuff of it? So I had to go back to school and I took courses in McMaster and the can cells and everything that I could online so that I could learn about it a little bit more, so that I could be more helpful to people. And that's really all I wanted to do.
So, and that's where you started in town, a little kind of like weed community.
Yep.
And obviously, like you said, there's thousands of followers on Facebook, and it's pretty supported.
Yeah.
And so obviously you've been around cannabis for a minute. What do you think has been your biggest change from kind of like 15 years ago to where you're seeing cannabis now?
Oh, there's so many things because 15 years ago we didn't call weed names of strains or cultivars, right? And even now we don't use the word strain anymore when we're teaching. So I developed a cannabis course called the Homeostasis CD, and it's part of what we do. And we're teaching that we don't call it strains anymore. We do cultivars because of profiles, terpenes, cannabinoids, the different profiles of what we used to say strains. We don't say indica and sativa anymore, so those are things that are changing too. But 15 years ago, I mean, people were smuggling hash in on their moccasins for BC, right? Or, you get the dime bag or the little can of oil that you scrape out because you didn't have many options back then. And so it's so wonderful that we have all of that now, like dabs and edibles, and it's so beautiful.
What's Kelly's favorite? What's your go-to?
I love doobies. I'm a doobie girl, but I consume cannabis only at nighttime. So here's what I do. I microdose mushrooms in the daytime, psilocybin. I call it Silly Simon. In the daytime in low doses. And I don't use cannabis until the nighttime because I use it to sleep and relax and to meditate. So edibles at night, but when I'm with people that I love in the community, it's doobies. Lots and lots of doobies. I love that. I love dabs and I love those things, but I'm not good at them. And I'm not good. I have a bong that's up there. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not very good at the bongs or the dabs.
I'm a pipe guy.
Yeah?
I like my dudes.
Yeah.
I like my chat.
Yeah? You need a shatterizer. You really do.
Hey. No, I definitely gotta get one.
Yeah.
So when it comes to smoking, do you find that are you like you pay attention to the hybrids? Like are you
Certainly. Yes, absolutely. I know what kind of terpene profiles I need. I know that limonene, anything with limonene is not for cash. Not at all. No. You've been hanging out with me for the last hour. I'm high energy. I've not consumed any cannabis today, and this is already my energy. So when you give me something that is more energetic and has that uplifting terpene, woo! Yeah. Like I'm buzzing around. So no, not for me. And it goes in my head a little bit more too, that psychoactive effect that I don't really enjoy. I prefer myrcene or a pinene sort of just level me out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're also a mom?
I am a mom!
Yes, I have a 4-year-old daughter. She's very close.
Oh, it's just pleasure. My son is 12.
Okay.
They grew up really fast, Nathan. So, I mean, he's taller than me now, by several inches, and like he's just a big,
That's a grown man.
giant child that, yesterday he was that little size that your little one is. And so I want you to take lots of pictures and spend all those moments that you can make those moments so
My mom's had a
fast.
daycare for like 25,
Yeah?
almost 30 years
I
now.
love babies.
And so yeah, I've been with kids from
Oh, you're lucky.
6 months to 6 years
Oh.
old for my whole life. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I absolutely love being
Yeah.
a dad.
Wonderful.
So like, so obviously you've kind of helped, cannabis has kind of helped your creativity and
Sure.
when it comes to being a mom.
Everything.
So what's kind of like your favorite aspect when it comes to being a mom and kind of having cannabis in your daily life?
Well, it makes me a better mom. It makes me a more gentle and kind and funnier mom.
Yeah.
My son is actually a stand-up comedian, like on tour stand-up comedian too, at 12. So he's very, very, very funny.
Hey, we
Like,
gotta meet him.
always
I
funny.
definitely gotta meet
Yeah,
him.
he's really cool. He's really funny. But so, if I wanted to match his sort of humor, it helps me a little bit to, consume cannabis to play with him
Yeah,
and
it kind of helps you understand him a little
well,
bit.
yeah, because he's just, I mean, he's destined for Saturday Night Live one day, for
Yeah,
sure. Like,
exactly.
really, seriously funny. His name is Ryan, too. So, yeah, it makes me a better mom. It makes me a better human overall, I think. I have something called complex PTSD. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I'm not.
It means that I've had lots and lots of trauma, so my brain sort of blocks out the bad parts, right? So what also that means is that I'm always in fight or flight. So I'm always living like this. So if I didn't have cannabis to go, then I would be in like, I lived like that for many years before I understood the therapeutic benefits of cannabis and that it was a medicine that would help me. Just with recreation sometimes and with alcohol, and that would be a mess. But now I understand, and because I'm a minister of cannabis, I actually set an intention for myself before I get high. And I really feel that it just really makes more sense to me, and it makes me the person that I'm supposed to be. Part of the philosophy of our church is the Rastafarian belief that the cannabis is our natural state. So they believe, and so do I, that when you consume cannabis, you can smell things better, you taste things better, you breathe better, hear music better, right? So, and that's their belief that that's the natural state, and I think that that's too. So when I consume, I just me. I really me, instead of that facade that I'm putting on the walls, right? Yeah.
So what kind of your friends are into? What do you like to do? Obviously,
My goodness, Nathan. Oh my goodness.
I know these questions are broad now.
We have so much that we do, so many different divisions. Like I said, we have a course in a church, and we have a medical clinic that's free, and we teach, and we have a KGLTV channel that we do different virtual stuff with. My podcast, I'm on Pace Radio, and so there's so many things that we do, and I think that our next step is to just do more and to offer it. We'd love to franchise. We'd love to just really bring the cannabis community together, and that's really what we do. I think that eventually I would like it to have a charity component. We really help a lot of people that are struggling with addictions or that have mental illnesses that cannabis has been able to help. So all I want to do is help people.
And that's a lot of what we enjoy about this channel is anytime we go and we meet new cannabis people in the industry.
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, there's obviously like anywhere else, there's people who are money hungry, but a lot of the cannabis industry is just people who want to help people, and that's why we're trying to do with this channel to show everybody that there's a beautiful side to cannabis that no one needs to hate on it. And no, we appreciate you guys because I know I mean I'm still very young and new to the weed industry. But I know there was a lot of work before this. A lot of people gave up a lot of their time in jail.
Fought in the trenches.
Fought for it.
It is my biggest honor of what I do now is to co-host the Reefer Report every Monday with Al Graham. And Al Graham is the founder and owner of Pace Radio. And I get to hang out with him every Monday, and he is part of the reason why we are legal. And he's like grassroots advocate for the last 20 years. And not only him, like Kim Cooper and Green Irene, who are all on that channel, these are the legends that to have a lot before we could even have anything legal.
Yeah.
And we just, I mean, you're right, they worked so hard. People went to jail and people lost. We were prohibited for almost 100 years. We lost chances of research. We lost chances of learning more about what our plant could do. How many lives would have been saved? How many lives would have been saved if we were never legal?
The addictions from prescriptions that would have been
Could
averted.
you imagine? But now, so now what we have to do is we have to work really hard together to bring it back to where it should have been. And we're so fortunate that we have so many beautiful people within our community that are
Even in this room tonight, Danny, Kelly, you're amazing.
Well, we have people in this room that are not just people that love to consume cannabis. We have people that work in the industry that are in the other room that promote cannabis, that work, and there are a lot of them in there that work with Kelly's Greenhouse to bring our message forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so obviously, what's your go-to?
Oh, I don't really like food all that much, to be honest with you, Nathan. I really, really don't. I'm pretty excited to try Danny's food tonight, but I don't think of food. Never. I don't have much use for food. I love kombucha. I love kombucha. I drink kombucha.
Oh, yes.
So I love to drink that, and I like bubbly, like carbonated flavored beverages. That's really what I do. I'm not an eater. I don't like. Yeah, I like.
Do you have a favorite snack?
Like.
Any snack. You know, like you don't have a chocolate bar.
I don't like chocolate. I prefer honey over chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, not really a food person. I don't really like, but I'm really excited to try Danny's food tonight. Yeah.
You're not really a food person.
I'm not.
Why am I
I'm
here?
really not. Well, because you're Danny.
My wife had some of Danny's taste.
I know, I won't.
Oh,
Yeah.
buddy. Yeah, she was like that. Danny came and did some banana bread and infused taste, and my wife just wanted edible. So she had it, maybe like the size of like a 2-bite brownie, and she was done.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, she greened out. Like greened out, showered, like, sweaty. Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh no.
She was
I'm
like,
sorry that happened to you, honey.
I know, we were,
We teach a lot about start low and grow.
Yeah, so I think she just, we gave her smaller pieces, and I think she was just not ready.
Oh.
She was a little scared.
Well, she's tried again. A lot of people that are like, they're like, never again.
Never again.
See?
For now.
Oh, that's what we have to do.
For now. But
that's what we have to teach about.
Yeah,
Start really low. And a lot of people, especially people that are longtime addicts, complain about the 10 milligram aspect.
No, it's great. I think
it's wonderful.
For
because
now.
these people that are just starting it should just try with 2 or 3 milligrams.
Yeah.
Just to get them sort of like in their own.
And most of us who want to go stronger know those guys.
Go, right? Make your own, grow
We
your
got a
own.
guy who's got
Right?
another guy down the block.
This is for the new people.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, especially, it being so new to a lot of people.
Yes.
And again, we don't want to scare anybody. Again, what happened to my wife, we don't want it to happen to anybody. It was an accident.
So just start with a
little bit. And she just said it was so good. She thought the kid was just
of
the
course.
flavor. It
Yeah.
was just such a.
Do you know what I do? When I'm teaching people how to start with it, I say just make some popcorn with some infused butter. Put 2 pieces of that popcorn in a bowl of the. Because once you eat it, you're like, oh, I want more, right? So you got a big bowl of popcorn, just hide 2 pieces in there, or 3 pieces or something, and then you just have that little edge off, right? Right? Just little tiny bits, just to grow and build, and all these little things that we've done before and made the mistakes, so that we don't have to have people do that again. Because we don't want people being scared of trying new things with cannabis, because then they're going to go back to the pills or whatever they were trying to get off of in the first place. I'm talking about medically. But I think that if you learn that and you just try little bits and then get that message out, tell everybody just a little bit.
Small doses, guys. Yeah, get used to it. You got to build that tolerance. And so again, so weed's been a big part of your life. And then helping people. So with the clinic, what's been your favorite part? Because I know we've had a lot of people who work at clinics, and everyone's always got like a one story or like a person that's really.
I'm going to tell you about my favorite person that has come to the lounge. It was just before we opened, and we were on the news. We were on several newspapers and news stations because it was kind of odd that we were opening up here in this little village. So then one day, this man comes through my door, and he had a bud in a jar. About 75 years old. He came in and he said, "I saw you on the news. No social media at all, right? I saw you on the news, and somebody gave me this, and I need to know what to do with it. I can't sleep. I have diabetes. I have these medical conditions, and I need help." And it just like that right there made me realize that I was doing the right thing. This wonderful man, and since that,
75 years old.
he comes back every Friday for tea. Every single Friday for tea. He came to my ceremony when I was ordained. I call him my Grandpa John because I never really had a grandpa, so when he comes, it's always
We're shouting out to
such
Grandpa
a
John here.
yeah. He would love to. He would love that so much.
We'll make sure we get him a flute.
He played a wooden flute at my ceremony. I swear he did. He's just a wonderful man. So it's people like that just make it all worth every single part of everything.
And like even in a place like this, again, I know we generalize now. The paranoia, the stigma of the town. Is that ever anything ever?
Well, we have a little bit. So we have something called Orono Ontario here. It's been around for like 150 years. I'm sure that number out there, something like that. And I pitched the fair board this year, and we would have had an answer for the apocalypse to put cannabis in their fair as an agricultural plant. That was a little bit harder than I was expecting because I walked in and it was a room full of very like country people. Let's say that no. We're like more. I don't want to say redneck. I don't want to say hillbilly. I don't want to say those kinds of words. But I'm trying to find a nice more so like they're definitely like they probably rode tractors to right. And so when I was like, and of course me, like, I always dress like this. This isn't just for Thanksgiving. And so, always. When I so I was like very nervous and I came in and it was like very, some were smiling and some were kind and some were not very happy that I was there, but I did it anyway. And I'm hoping that next year we'll be able to pitch them again. I'm thinking about joining the board myself actually, so that maybe I can have my own vote. Because we need to do that. There's only been one country fair out in British Columbia, tiny little place like this, and they allowed it for the first year of legalization. It was an agricultural plant, and I think it should be. How else are we going to save the planet? I believe that cannabis and hemp will save the world.
What would you say is your favorite use other than smoking and for people? What would you say is your favorite use?
Do you mean like for topicals? Well, I do love.
We smoke. And that's what most people enjoy, but a lot of people don't know there's hundreds of
Oh, there's so it can be the hemp can be used for fuel. It can be used for building materials. It can be used for paper. It can be used for so many things. It's like made of hemp. Clothing. I have a beautiful sweater made of hemp. It's so nice and warm and snuggly. But there's so many. But I do love the topicals. I make a bath soap, and it's infused with CBD and THC, and I'm a Reiki healer, so I feel people say when they sit in the bath that it makes them so much better. They don't get hot. Oh no, I've got little bags for you to take home full of it. Oh yes. And lavender from my garden, and yeah, it will be. So you just put the whole jar in. It doesn't make you high, but it just makes you feel
nice.
Yep. So I think I like that. Yeah.
And if you have one message you'd like to say to people in support of life, because obviously this goes around with the community and helping people, and you know what I mean. So there's always something. I mean, you give so much of yourself out. What can people do to kind of support you guys?
I just want everybody to be kind to each other. That's the message that I have.
I love weed people.
Oh, there's just, you know what I mean? Like, there's so, when we consume cannabis, our kindness comes out and our hearts are more on our sleeves a little bit. And so I think that if just support and love, and remember, we never know what somebody's going through. And so, is this supposed to be a funny show?
No, this is a full-fledged cannabis party.
But I just really mean it. I mean that, like, I just mean like cannabis will love you if you love it, and I love our plant so much, and I feel so like I just want to protect it. You know, greedy vultures out there, and there are some out there that just want the cannabis to be with money.
But again, use the whole plant, guys.
Oh,
That's
please
why we
use the whole
do
plant.
these
Right to the
dinners.
roots.
Right to the roots, as Danny was saying.
Yep.
Everything can be used, guys. Right down to the roots. He makes a beautiful full CBD rootstock that he infuses in his gravies, soup stocks. Just there's so many uses for the whole
Coffee, tea, juice,
Hey, and
vodka and water.
And we want to try to respect the plant because it does so much for us.
It really does.
And I mean, it's just a great plant in general. And if you don't know, please research it. Again, if you're scared, you haven't tried edibles, you've never tried weed in general, the community is super nice. All you have to do is reach out to a few people, and you can get the information. And none of it has to be scary. It doesn't have to be. And again, you just go to the right people. You microdose or you dose slowly, and then you find your comfortable point for what you need. I think that will be the first 20. I think we're pretty close there.
I think so.
And then I think Danny's almost ready for the next course. What do we got serving up next course?
Just doing some steamed veg right now with a Bollywood cheese sauce.
Bollywood cheese
I
sauce.
smell it. I wish that you could smell that.
And then it's going with the sliced turkey, farm raised, obviously.
Farm raised. This guy sent me fresh pictures of this thing still
I
white.
know. I was like, Danny, I don't want to know where it comes from.
We have to have farm fresh, obviously. I'm a guy who does 25 kilometers or less. I love my farm food.
Support local, guys.
That's right, man. You gotta
Please
support your
local.
farmers.
That's not just weed we're talking about.
You're going to miss this course. It's coming soon.
Support your local farmers, guys. Okay, we'll cut it up here. Thank you so much, Cody. Keep showing your love. We really appreciate what you do here. And it matters. It matters to a lot of people. It's going to help a lot of people down the road. So thank you very much.
What do you got going on here, Danny?
Just some creme fraiche. It's made with teeth. Some dried cannabis that's been decarved. Made fresh. So I take yogurt and I steep the yogurt and take all the juice out of the actual yogurt, and it becomes like a thick cheese. And then I add my CBD to it, and then from there it becomes like a creme fraiche. So this is a butternut squash soup made with a cannabis root stock that was made from Mellow Entertainment's roots. Thank you, Johnny. You're amazing, and I hope everyone likes this.
Awesome. First course, guys. Fully infused. Chef Danny Raposo, Stoner Chef Canada.
Carrots, and then you have your mashed potatoes, beautiful stuffing, and smoked turkey. 15 milligrams, 5 CBD, 5 milligrams of CBD, 5. How is it infused? So the actual turkey itself, I use an injection. So while it's being smoked, I use an injection. Like whole plant juice? Yeah, so I use a little bit of butter, some THC in it, some leaves, garlic, stuff like that. So we make a marinade out of it. I will just inject it. So, enjoy. Thank you.
That's a happy man right there. Yeah.
with bits of real panther, so you know it's good. It's quite pungent. Oh, yeah. It stings the nostrils. In a good way. Yeah. Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
That doesn't make sense.
All right, guys, we are on number 2 section of Thanksgiving Dinner at Kelly's Green Lounge on Apex Radio with Cannabis Comedy Church. We are sitting with Danny Raposo and Kelly from Kelly's Green Lounge. Guys, tonight was a great success. Everyone left high and happy. How was the experience, Kelly? This is the first time here?
Yes, it was wonderful. Everybody seemed very, very happy.
Yeah, everyone went home
blissful,
nice and lit.
Euphoria. Yeah.
And not too high. Everyone seemed to go home
really,
just a nice, perfect level. And that's obviously due to Danny's perfected dosing of all the meals.
This was our first party. Right?
Yeah, first party here.
We're going to have more.
The first of them.
First of many. First of many in Orono. And then, so today's dinner was 3-course meal, guys. So just give us a little rundown on what we had here tonight.
Butternut squash soup, butternut and acorn squash soup made with a root stock. And then we had some smoked turkey breast.
Delicious.
Injected with our infusion injection and some root cannabis mashed potatoes. Also gizzards stuffing.
Hey, gizzard stuffing.
Beautiful turkey cranberry gravy.
All amazing, guys.
And then for dessert was a farm fresh apple crumble with a pumpkin ice cream pie ice cream, and then with a balsamic reduction.
Balsamic reduction, and it was obviously a great success. We did it fairly quickly in a small space, 2-hour meal, guys. And this is something you're gonna want to do more often, right?
Well, yeah, we've been planning this for a while. I've been doing these for 4 or 5 years now. Just not really advertised.
Yep.
Because 4 or 5 years ago you couldn't do stuff.
Stuff like that, exactly.
So I mean, basically now we're up and running, and we're going to start doing a lot more. This was the first one.
And you got some trailers in now?
Yeah, we have our
got some big boys ready to go.
Our test kitchen has arrived as of yesterday.
Hell yeah!
So it is the first infused cannabis test kitchen on wheels.
On wheels.
Yeah, food truck on wheels that does cannabis.
We're gonna be fully infused and mobile, people.
Yeah, mobile. We come to you. We set up. We cook. We clean. It's like you're the guest and we're the host in your home.
Okay.
So basically, you choose your menu. We come in.
And you'll go just about anywhere. This guy will go about anywhere.
We're actually in Vancouver next week.
So. Oh, all the way out to Vancouver.
So I'm out there for 10 days.
They're so lucky. Yeah. Oh, they're so lucky.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. It's just very, very lucky.
So then I'm back here on the 17th.
On the 17th? And when does the calendar come out? There's the
17th.
And what was that experience like? So you guys shot a full calendar?
It was cool. I loved it. I can't wait to see it. I still haven't seen. I seen the one picture with you, the first cannabis supper picture. I mean that was awesome.
Yeah.
I was so happy to be part of that. I still haven't seen my picture. She's keeping it a surprise.
And what are you trying to go for with this calendar?
It's the men of cannabis. So cannabis does not discriminate.
Yeah.
So these men are very diverse. They're ranging from the 20s right up to their 60s. They're all beautiful, different flavors and sexuality, sizes, and they just show the different, diverse nature of cannabis.
Very nice.
It's so beautiful in that sense that you don't have to be pigeonholed into some beautiful fireman kind of calendar. You can see the true beauty in cannabis and these men who are so beautiful.
That's it. And as a woman, how do you feel the cannabis industry has treated you?
Oh, you know what? I have to say, I believe that women are really leading the cannabis industry.
I agree.
And I think that because we smoke the female plant and we have goddess that we pray to, I believe that that's we're supposed to be led by women in this
Hey, I think I'm okay with that. Men have ran enough.
I mean, like, I'm good with that. We need more women
Hell yeah.
in the industry leading this.
Breaks
you
a
know
lot
what
of
I mean?
stigmas.
Well, you know, in the industry, it's always a guy, right?
Yeah.
Always a guy growing, always a guy cropping, always a guy doing
Making
this,
concentrates
right?
and
So
pressing.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, women in cannabis, yeah, they go hand in hand, right? Most of the times, the women are the ones that take care of the garden, right?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And the
So-
care, there's a love. It's almost like a child.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, once again, I think we need more of Kelly, people like Kelly in this industry.
There's so many.
She is a light of and a bundle of joy, like I say, right? So we just need more people like her and more places like this.
Yes, more places like Kelly's Green Lounge.
Yeah.
Keep supporting places like this. These
course.
are super important, and people really do benefit from places like this because, again, not everyone has the knowledge or a safe space
Right.
or a comfortable space to
Right.
go get high, and that's what these places do. They give
Yes.
people a comfortable, easygoing place,
Yeah.
and you throw a whole bunch of things here. Like you said,
Yes.
you've had what are a couple of things you guys do? Yoga.
Well, we do, yeah.
You do a lot of
We
stuff.
do. We have a
Comedy,
stage in the back. We have
everything.
comedy every month. We do live music and trivia. But we also do yoga toke and we do.
What's
painting
yoga toke like?
So it's really neat. It's where because we have part of our church, part of our lounges at church. So
Yeah.
it's very spiritual. So we all consume cannabis together, and then we do yoga on our mats, which allows us to sort of vibrate a little bit higher.
Connect.
And it's wonderful. It really is wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, it's perfect. I mean, what more do you want?
We got to get Danny doing some high yoga.
Oh, yeah. I love it so much.
Just one.
Yes.
I would die to see.
Yeah.
I'd be dying for
And
this
you will
one.
come too,
Yeah, I'll
Nathan.
come. I'll come.
Come on.
We'll turn up the heat
We'll
in
get you
here.
standing on your head.
I'm good.
Nathan comes wherever I go.
My wife's
But
gonna
yeah,
be.
I mean-
Where are you going? I'm going to Kelly's for yoga in Orono.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring her.
Yeah,
She's
she-
too.
Yeah, so much more to come here. I mean, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
And what's the next step for you, Danny? What do you kind of want to do? What's your vision for what
What's
you want
next?
to? Yeah, what's next?
So I mean, right now for us, the London dispensary is our main focus. So we're there with a good friend of mine, Troy. So he's the owner of the dispensary, and they've
Great
asked,
people,
Yeah.
super great people.
Yeah,
We
Dave-
met them last
Dave-
year.
Had a wonderful time at Kelly's Green Lounge. I'll
Yeah.
be back.
Take it
See you
easy.
later, sweetie. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Thank you, Kelly.
Nice to
Love
meet you.
So I mean, for me, the people want me there, and want this type of food.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to them, right?
Why not?
So we're thinking breakfast, lunch,
All infused.
all infused or non-infused.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't
both
really
options.
matter.
Yeah, yeah.
You can come and grab a meal like this, that's non-infused, and if you want it infused, we'll do 75 milligrams for $5.
Oh wow.
Right, so we'll give you an amazing meal.
Yeah,
An extra $5, we'll put the 75.
we'll get you.
right
Yeah,
on.
yeah, we'll get you nice
Right?
and cooked.
And that's it,
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
Wow.
Be it CBD, THC, if you want a 50-50, we'll do it right there. You know what I mean? So, it's something new. No one's doing it.
If there was one thing you could say to the government about weed, what would you say? If
Me?
you were in a room, yeah.
Ooh,
If
I
there's
like that
one thing you
question.
could say to the government,
I don't think I'd be able to just say one thing. That's the problem, right?
but what's the one thing that weighs on your conscience when you're just tired of them? Because I mean, we got to be tired because they want to just put their hands in everything
I mean, I've never had any problems with them. I mean,
directly.
rules are rules. Government is government. There has to be rules.
That's fair.
Right. To abide by those rules, yes, you should. But I mean, as a patient myself, I'm not going to go to a dispensary and buy a 10 milligram candy
Yeah.
and eat 100 of them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
To get 1,000 milligrams
For
into
patients,
my
yeah,
body.
for proper
'Cause that's-
patients.
Basically, for myself, I can consume up to about 7 to 750 a day, right? If I were to go to this door and do that.
Yeah,
Jesus
you pay.
Christ.
It's
You
2 weeks of
pay-
pay.
Yeah, an arm and a leg, right? So I mean, there are things I don't agree with, but I mean, I have to go with these patients if
Yeah.
they want. That's why people call me, because they are sick and tired of going and getting screwed, and the stuff is shit.
Yeah.
No
So the
offense.
government's got to just help it make the higher dose stuff more accessible
Well, no,
for people
I mean,
who need
you
it.
don't want higher dose accessible to
No, that's what I'm saying.
people.
Only for people who
Yeah.
need it.
Medical
So
patients.
yeah,
Medical
so I
patients.
mean, you can go to a dispensary and get 10 mils, for
Yeah.
instance, right? But as a patient, I believe that they should be able to go to a pharmacy, like Shoppers Drug Mart,
Yeah.
and be able to have one of my Medi meals behind the counter, so no
That's a
kids
good
can
idea.
get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's my script,
Yeah.
right? And it gives me 5 meals for the week, and it's all this much. So
I
the
love
guy
that.
goes
That'd be
there,
nice.
opens up
Love
the
that
fridge,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're all packed and sealed. You take them home, you put them in the freezer,
Let's
you
make
bake
that
them.
happen.
Yeah, that's basically
I love that idea.
that's what Munchlicious
Let's
Medi
make
meals
that
is,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, that's what we're going
I
for.
love that.
I want to be able to give people hemp or CBD products on the shelves,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
Let's do
and
that.
then the actual
Let's do
THC
that.
stuff will be
Locked
behind
down. Yeah.
locked down, right? So
That's fair.
you'll have to go to the pharmacist, just like you're gonna get your Percocets or all that other shit.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That
The
garbage.
yucky stuff.
The drugs.
The
The
yucky
drugs.
The drugs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And instead, like, here's my script. Fill it like a script.
Yeah.
Right? And I want insurance companies to cover it.
Yes.
I want Health Canada and welfare to cover it.
He's on his soapbox
You know
now.
what I mean?
He's so high
These
energy.
are my goals. This is what I've
These
been
amazing
working
goals.
for
Let's make
4
that happen.
years now. Right?
Yeah, and I
So-
mean, why not? When the government
There's
provides
nothing
pills
more-
and everything else to people, why not
Yes.
provide something
Good
real?
point, Nathan.
So I mean, there's nothing
Yes.
more. I mean, I'm gonna hop on. Like, we spend a lot of money on welfare and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And most of the people that are on welfare, I know this is gonna sound horrible. Some people they're struggling and they try to, they need welfare.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of people that abuse the system, and instead of needing that welfare money for their rent or their kids' food or shoes for their kids, they're using it for other things. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like bad
The
drugs,
bad stuff.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, instead of doing that, or prescribing, because you're on welfare, you're getting your prescriptions. Instead of prescribing opiates, cut them right the fuck off.
Yeah, cut them off. Give them
And say,
something
"Here,
clean.
look, here's cannabis.
Yeah.
Give it
Yeah.
a try.
Yes.
And if it works, then good.
That's a good idea.
If you don't want this, then fuck you. You're off welfare. This is how it's gonna be.
It's tough. I mean, it's
not
definitely they
How's it
definitely
tough?
shouldn't be using the money to do what they're doing
So
for that.
Portugal did this 10 to maybe 12 years ago. So they had a very bad cocaine and heroin
Yeah.
problem in Portugal.
Yeah, just
They had
before
all
they
the cartels
decriminalized
coming in
it.
there buying, and people that were on welfare were using. I'm sorry. But Portuguese, they were smart. They said, "Fuck this shit. Why am I gonna give my money to this guy that needs it for his building or rent, or instead he's using it to give it to the cartels?"
Yeah.
So what did they do? You know, you can buy a gram of cocaine in Portugal for $10.
No, and I did
Is
not.
Is
Everything
that
is
less than it is here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
A gram
80
of
bucks
coke is
here.
like $80 here.
$80?
Yeah, 80
Easy.
bucks. Oh
And-
yeah.
and
That's
in
the like
Portugal,
the
it's like
stuff.
$100 a euro,
Yeah.
right? So,
Oh.
like, I mean, the government came in and decriminalized absolutely
Everything.
drug. So you can go into a corner store and buy a gram of cocaine for next to nothing. So
I
why?
don't think that's a very good idea.
But
wait.
created less addicts.
All the people that were on welfare now,
Yeah.
that were addicts,
Yeah.
had to go through a program to
Okay.
become clean, and to keep their money, they had to go and do tests, go back to school,
Okay.
right? And so now all those people, Portugal is the leading country in the world that is the most, less criminal and drugs
Due
in
to
the
drugs
world.
and crime, yeah.
No crime whatsoever in Portugal.
Because
Because
they at a pharmacy.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. It's legal anywhere.
Okay.
Like you can't get busted for it anymore, right?
Okay.
But if it's so, like it's so much around, then it's not so, like tempting, right?
But maybe there shouldn't be the ones that are going to hurt the people around.
Well, I mean, they did it smart.
But that's the only thing is it's not like it's openly sold.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's just not
They got
criminally.
dispensaries everywhere.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't know about the dispensaries.
Yeah. They got dispensaries everywhere.
Wow.
But yeah, it doesn't come with any charges or hard
Nothing.
time
Nothing.
or.
Nothing.
So again, it's not, you know what I
For
mean,
the
to a
hard
point.
drugs.
Yeah, for even
any
for the
hard
hard,
drug.
any drug, every
Any-
drug across the system is
any-
And you
decriminalized.
can get the pills that everybody's
Anything.
addicted
Yeah.
to
Anything.
very easily.
Yeah,
But once
but
again,
less
it's
use
so
them.
easy to get it. So, man,
Okay.
you know, I know it
It's
sounds
wild.
crazy,
There's a lot of thoughts
but
here.
it worked.
Wow. I just really
Just
know
research
about
it.
cannabis.
Yeah.
And I
Kelly's
just
like
really
green
believe that I
lounge
deal
and
with a
Guess
lot
where
of-
Tilray is? They're in Portugal.
I didn't know they were in
Alright.
Portugal.
So they're just
But
now.
I do like Tilray.
They're just now opening one of their massive grows in Portugal, right?
Wow.
Hey, Portuguese blood.
I mean,
You're so
Portugal.
passionate.
Portugal.
Yes,
I love
Portugal
that.
actually.
he's very
They
passionate.
they actually changed a lot. Like I mean,
I'm really glad
it's
that things are working out there.
when I used to go there, it was sad because you see these heroin junkies and all these, people on the streets.
affects a
You
lot
do
of
not
people.
see that.
No, and now you
No.
don't because they're
You know what I
getting
mean?
more help. There's
Yeah,
more help
There's more help.
and less
There-
jail.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
You're not instead of
Mental health.
punishing somebody,
We need to help.
they're helping.
That's
Yeah, they're
always
taking
the
them to
case.
clinics and rehab. Yeah.
I deal with a lot of people that come through that door and they are
But what do
affected
you-
by addictions, and it's very sad.
It is.
It is very
it's
sad.
and most of the addictions are the pills that the doctors are prescribing.
Prescribing.
What's wonderful is that we have our way now to help them through cannabis.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that if we offered them RSO instead of the things that they're using, I believe it's called metformin, is what people use for the really high addictions,
Okay.
and they give them this substitute for it, and it makes them very sick.
Yeah.
But if we were able to offer them Rick Simpson
Yeah,
oil,
exactly.
because that's a very high
Potency,
concentrated
yeah.
amount of THC in the cannabis oil, I think that would be able to get
Absolutely.
these people and help them in so
I
much of
believe
their life.
there's so
They
many
wouldn't need
things.
that anymore.
There's a ton of uses for RSO oil,
So much.
and just so much we haven't even dipped our toes
Yeah,
into
this is
Because
yet.
we're just learning about
3
cannabis
years
again,
now,
but
right?
3 years.
2
Yep.
years
2 years.
in October,
Yeah.
so a
Yeah.
couple of weeks
I
from
mean,
now,
think about it.
2-year anniversary.
We're just
We're just at the
scratching.
beginning.
Yeah.
When they look back at us 100 years from now, they're going to see this dinner,
Yeah.
and they're going to see this lounge,
Yeah.
and they're going to see your show.
Yeah,
They're going to
they're-
see the things that we did to start it
To
all
start it
again.
off, yeah.
Because 100 years ago, they had it in their medicine. They knew what they were
Well,
doing.
we're talking
we're-
kings and queens. So back in the 1300s, I take cannabis very serious. So I mean, I do all my research. Back in the early 1300s, Queen Elizabeth I used cannabis as some of her medicinal pains. and
Ooh,
stuff
she's
like
my
that.
second
Some of
favorite
the
queen now.
Portuguese, some of the Portuguese kings and queens.
Okay.
They used.
Did you say
cannabis.
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, I believe so.
She'll
Yeah.
be my second
Number one.
favorite queen.
Hey.
I believe they used cannabis. I know a lot of kings and queens back in the day. They had the money. They had their own people growing it and stuff like that.
That's exciting.
It was the government
I love
that
that.
actually decided to make it a drug.
A drug.
Right?
Yeah, somebody had to call it a
Yes,
drug
why
at some
did they
point.
call it that?
That's right. I mean, but if they
Well, it
were to
gets me
just
upset.
keep it the way it was
It really does.
It
back
does.
in the early centuries, centuries
Yes.
ago, I mean, I believe now the world would be a better place.
Oh, I know.
We'd have more
Calmer
trees.
place.
Oh,
We'd
I
have
know.
more trees.
Yeah.
Instead of, think about
Less
it.
disease.
Think
Hemp
about
produces-
it. It
more love.
takes 20, 50 years to grow a massive tree.
Tree,
or a
yeah.
forest,
Yeah.
But it takes 6 months to grow hemp.
Yes.
And it's so much stronger.
And it
than-
produces more.
And yeah, exactly.
Produces
More-
more than
more
a tree.
pulp, yeah, than a tree.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
where we're going to be
Yeah, of
5,
course.
10, 20 years from now
Cement
with cannabis?
houses of cannabis.
Man, we could
Oh.
talk till 2, 3,
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning here,
It's
guys.
quarter to,
I know. I
quarter
was
to
just
12.
thinking it's
Yeah.
so cold with that door.
I know,
and
it's
I hope that we
freezing.
wrap this soon.
Yeah, let's
Yeah. We are, guys. This has been Cannabis
you so
Comedy
much.
Church on Apex Radio. Kelly, thank you so much for having us out here today and doing this dinner. Danny, again, dude, thank you so much for helping us get high and infused properly. Again, guys, please dose safely. If you don't know what you're doing, please reach out. There's a lot of great people in the industry and a lot of great knowledge out there. But the plant is beautiful for everybody, and everything that you have going on in your life, it could probably do something for you. So please respect the whole plant, guys, and keep getting high. Thank you very much. This has been Cannabis Comedy Church on Apex Radio. Thank you, guys. Keep tuning in.